YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video, guys. All right, this thing is upside down because we got the installation done. If you have seen the live, you have seen it. We have the 83-inch LG G4 OLED with micro lens array technology. This is the first ever for 2024. This is something brand new in this size. So very excited to have this. Very excited to have it. We've had a bit of a journey deciding if 83-inch was what we were going to do or if we were going to do an 85 LED. But yeah, we stuck to OLED. We stuck to the best technology behind it. We do have the 77-inch A95L. This video and none beyond it or after it will be comparisons. There's just no way I can comfortably live, and it's a lot of stress trying to get TVs next to each other. Just too massive. So this video is going to encompass me, talking about the unboxing, what's included, getting this initial setup going, and just giving you my initial impressions of this TV. It's beautiful. I love it. And we're going to get this content going right after this intro. All right, welcome back to the channel. So let's just real quick take a look at what's included with the unboxing. Everything that you get here. Now this brown box is going to house the mounts, which I'm going to keep that there, okay? I'm going to keep that there because in the future, I do possibly feel like I will use this. You got that magic remote with 2 Bexel AA batteries. Got your owner's manual, small guide for the magic remote, some advertisement, promotional stuff, and then limited warranty information. This is very important content. I think the biggest thing that gets people, where it says that OLED display panel, years 2 to 5 from date of original purchase. The one thing to be conscious of is that you will be charged for any labor that needs to be done, okay? So while it's nice that this TV has a 5-year warranty included from the manufacturer on the panel, you will be recharged for whatever, you will be charged for whatever the labor cost for someone who's authorized to do the work to come out to replace that panel if you have an issue. What am I getting at? Again, I still think it's better to consider buying a warranty through your retailer. But this is everything that comes in the box. The Magic Remote from LG has been around for quite some time. It's a if it's not broke, don't fix it type of situation. I have over the years collected so many of these things and they have not really changed much. You do have that wheel there. I think they get a lot of praise because it's one of the only remotes that still has a full 10 key layout there. So you got your actual buttons there, some separation for volume up and down, channel up and down, and then you do have all of your pre-selects there or quick connect buttons there for things like Netflix, Disney Sling, which is an application you use if you wanted to cut the cord. So some great options there. This thing feels super light. The batteries aren't in it, but it's a nice light design, and it just works, man. It works. So for anybody familiar with using this, like the remote is the same as it always has been. Overview of this TV, again, 83-inch. Does not come with the base. Smaller options do. However, when you get to this size, 77, they do come with that wall mount that I just discussed, right? I opted to go with a Sanus base that I have been using for my A95L. I featured it in the prior video. Here's a glimpse of it on the A95L, and so got it again also on this 83-inch G4. TV does have this silver-like aesthetic that follows all the way through, which I really like that. One of the things I'm going to like is because it's going to give me an easy install when it comes down to doing some light illumination to the back of the TV. That follows through all the way down to your left and your right of the TV. Now it's not at the bottom, but yeah, pretty consistent there, and I really like that. You've got this indent there for the wall mount. This pretty much puts you in a position where you have a flush mount design. So you want to plan out your install, your cable management, and all of that if you were going to use the included mount for a TV this size. Coming over to the ports, we've got two USB-A connections here. Let's see if we can focus that in for you guys. Down below, we're going to have those HDMI ports. Going to be 1, going to have 2, 3, and 4. All of those as follow. Model number information and such like that there. LAN, that digital optical. Everything is going to be present there. There does appear to be some plastic pieces here to help. Sorry about that, to help with cable management. TV does have a connected power cable. It's a pretty thick one also. It is centered at the bottom. So I like the fact that it's not left or right, but it is centered off. But that's just a quick overview of this panel. Nice one frame like design. Very beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if there's a film on this TV. Yeah, there it is. Let's get this peeled off. What a beauty there. Got the energy tag. I'll work on getting that off also. Okay. Looks good. I did not have these guys connected, so just wanted to make sure we didn't have any cracks or anything. So pretty good peel there. All right, so got it plugged up. It is peak daytime here. So there's some light reflections. Just kind of have to deal with that. What I'm gonna do now is get these batteries installed so that I can power the TV on. I've got a couple of blinds here, I've closed them, and the TV is closer than what it is going to be on the actual TV stand. Not the base, but the stand. So installing these batteries right now, hit this power button, get this thing powered on. The actual light and illumination from the screen should fight off some of that, those reflections that we're currently seeing. Get this initial power on. Always an exciting time, new TV. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and, man, that's bright. Attempt to get this thing connected. So we'll be right back. All right, so got through the initial setup, excuse me, the initial setup of the TV, and pretty impressed. You know, nice amount of settings. Again, my previous gallery TV is a G2. I do have a C4, so nice stuff there. I couldn't find a demo. I'm not sure if that's not integrated into it or not. I know it is on my C4. Was kind of waiting around for that, so I had the TV put in like store mode, hoping that would have come up. But the first thing obviously is taking this thing out of the energy consumption mode. That definitely trickles down the brightness. Putting it in store mode though just turns it up on vivid. So truly a light cannon. This TV has like a lot of great settings to it, and I've turned off like all the AI stuff. So just getting my desktop to look a certain kind of way, pretty much to match what like I know what I see when I'm looking at like my A95L or the G2 or the S95. See, I've used this desktop image for many years, and so it's a familiar space for me to be able to articulate things the way I like them to look. And just to be clear, looking at the viewfinder, it's pretty much a one-to-one. There might be, I don't know if the camera I'm currently using will be able to pick up perfectly like the level of brightness, but this is a nice vivid image. This is like Ryu is like standing right in front of the sun, if that makes any sense. So if you see it on camera and it looks extremely yellow-like, that is how it actually looks to my eyes. I think that's important to say because these cameras, they when you look at the viewfinder, it might be a little bit different from what you're actually recording, which might be different from what you're actually seeing. So hopefully that helps you to understand, if depending on what you're seeing, if it's what I'm seeing. It should look like an explosion of yellow in front of my guy with his his gloves and his bandana, if you will, being extremely red. So nice stuff there. I want to go ahead and get some games loaded up on this. Just so I can take a look at what it looks like. I don't currently have the receiver connected to this, so I don't have like Apple TV and everything, but this is done by me running an HDMI direct from the gaming PC. Let's get to it. All right, so yesterday I made a video saying farewell to the space of my A95L, and Dragonball Sparking Zero is one of the games. Although I don't know how to play the game, I'm not familiar with it. I put it on here because I think they did a really good job with the animations. And so initially, one thing that I can just tell you that I've noticed with this TV, which is pretty common knowledge, the whites are pure white. You don't have that pinkish like magenta tint. So very welcoming. And it's so on purpose. Like even the detail over to the right above the zero, where that's a star or whatever that is, that's glaring and supposed to be like, a bright reflection or something. That's white. It's a little pink, just a little bit pink on my A95L. And guys, it's a quantum dot OLED thing. So all QD OLEDs are going to have that as a flaw, I guess you could say. But the MLA, it's something I noticed even with the G3 last year when I was comparing it to S90C, was that whites are like actually white. So especially if you're watching like hockey and stuff like that, it's going to be welcoming. But initially, that's something that caught my eye and impresses me. Okay, so just booting this up initially, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Just because I just seen this. Like, guys, I spent a lot of time with the content last night that I was making, playing these games and stuff like that. And so shadow detail is good immediately. Just looking at his hair, oh my goodness, it's really good actually. And just because the screen is larger, like I mean, like that is a big thing for me. Obviously the TV is pulled up closer than what it normally would be, but the immersion of like, just the screen being bigger is huge. This is a huge thing for me. So it's not just like the size, but it's just like retaining a similar, if not better detail, right? Where would Trey blows at with the A95L, since that's been the TV that's been in this area. Just looking at this scene right here, like there's nothing I'm missing. Shadow detail is the biggest thing. Like these areas where like looking at clothing, looking at the door, look at the door, right? Behind Goku and Krillin, you know what I'm saying? It's green on the bottom, but just like as there is a shadow that, is covering that roof top area, man, it looks really good. Or when I focus on Master Roshi on the right, when I'm looking at his shades, his frames are blacked the hell out, man. Or even just the shadow of him in Gohan and Bulma to the right of Goku on his left leg. Like, it looks really good in person, man. This is something that I'm just immediately noticing that looks really good. And then obviously the phenomenal black Goku hair. His hair is moving, it's wavy, it's just freaking black. Obviously we wouldn't expect any type of light bleed or anything like that, but yeah, it looks really good, man. Yeah, dude, this looks great, man. Again, I don't know how to play this game. You can kind of cross-reference the video from yesterday, or yeah, from yesterday. So, wow, he blocked all of that. Okay, I'm not finna embarrass myself, but it's all good. Oh man, I turned up with a 16 hit combo. Let's go. Let's go. But guys, everything looks really, really good, man. Like, this is good. I'm actually really excited about this. You know, gaming is just a very passionate thing. You know, something to pass the time. And then like even this game, buying this game, you know, this is something I got from my son, my youngest son. And yeah, so I don't want to ruin this because this wasn't purchased for me, but yeah, this looks really, really good. All right, so this is Days Gone. This is an older game, one I've not completed, but I actually like this game. And I actually used this game in quite a few demonstrations back 3 years ago when I started doing this stuff on YouTube. And ironically, it was with the LG C1. At one time, I had 3 C1s, a 77-inch and 2 48-inch panels to be specific. And so, you know, this was a game I used. And you know, it's just open world. I like these types of game. I like, you know, the zombie story, or the you know, the not zombie, but you know, I like that story where it's just like you're infected, you're fighting the infected. And you know, so cool title here. I think it does a good job of showing a lot of vegetation and such. And so, you know, pick this up to try to demonstrate for you guys. Whites are pure, as I said. Not sure exactly how the camera will pick things up, but we're just going to move around a little bit, see what the game feels like and looks like on this TV. The TV is set to 144 hertz. If the game can support it, then that's what you get. So we're going to let this this cutscene run a little bit. The cutscene is actually not CGI, so it's actually in, it's like, you know, actual game graphics. So I like cutscenes like this because it makes it where, you know, I don't have to actually play. I could just kind of let it go and we're seeing what we're seeing. So definitely a dated game, but running at 4K max settings, something I love about PC. You can always revisit something older and get an optimal experience out of it. And then, of course, you can take it further with mods, but
we need help. She's been wounded. What's wrong with her? Well, she's not. Whatever the hell's going on out there, she's been stabbed. Okay, listen, right? If we don't get her to a hospital, she's going to die. No more hospitals. More hospitals. You got doctors, you got triage, you got a mass unit. Oh, look, I'm just a grad student, okay? I got volunteers for this. I'm even supposed to be out here.
go ahead and get to this opening gameplay. See some of this vegetation. Ooh, this is the big league, man. No ray tracing on this game, but good reflections built into the game. HDR implementation is decent, not perfect, but you know.
We lost him. Can't be far. Wait, hold on. Cut your engine. Shit, she's lying. Alvarez.
Let's get some motion going in gameplay. This is being filmed in 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. High dynamic range. Might take some time for HDR to be an option, so. Man, this looks incredible. This is actually ridiculous. You know, just for this to be such an older game, like the TV just gives it that extra oomph, you know? Motion feels very fluid, no judder. All right, guys, we got Spider-Man Remastered. So this is the first game that came out a few years ago, many years ago, actually, now on the PlayStation 4 console. And, you know, it is running at 144 hertz, potentially high dynamic range turned on. Really not going to modify anything. The one thing is, like with games, if I can, I like to play without the upscaling methods. Wukong is like one of those exceptions. But, yeah, just all my settings here. Right, try to play as high as possible. Just for some context, ray tracing, everything turned up as, you know, much as possible. Not sure where I am with this game. It's been a while, but swing around.
This construction. Need to check out those sites for Yuri.
Whew, man, that sun looks good, baby. This is another older game that, you know, just good to come back on when you get a new display. You know, when this game came out on the PS4, I played the heck out of it, man. You know, did the 100% run on it, got everything, played it on the hardest difficulty out the gate, and then ran it back with the Game Plus. Definitely one of those games where it's like, you know, if you wish you were ever Spider-Man or had those abilities, you know, you could just play around. But yeah, everything looks very on purpose, man. Like, everything looks like it needs to, you know. And it's crazy because I can see how dated this game is now. But again, to my mention earlier, when you play it on PC, you know, you have the ability to revisit content. Because games never really get old. You know, I hear people complain all the time about having like this backlog of titles. And it's like, man, listen, sometimes that's the way it needs to be. Let me give you a good example. So I bought God of War Ragnarok, right? Like on my channel, I actually did the unboxing or had Lady Hair do the unboxing. And I never played that game one time on PlayStation 4 or 5, right? Not one time. Never. It just recently came out on PC. And so it's like, now that I have never played it, I'm going to be able to play the most definitive version of it, right? So it's okay if you got a backlog of games. You know, you get the hardware and you can enjoy it. It's just like a good movie. You go back to see a movie. Let me stop ranting, though. The TV looks phenomenal. It looks great, man. Like, it's handling everything good. Shadow details. I mean, there's nothing spectacular about this game. I like the implementation of the ray tracing. And then when you're playing it natively, you know, I got a 4090 on this build, so While I might not be getting the highest frame rates possible, I like to play with my stuff looking as raw as possible. So even just looking at the depth down there, now I can tell my camera's probably going to clip this some. The sun is probably going to clip out, but I can see the water and everything from where I'm standing, looking at that straight path, these cars. That detail is really nice, you know. So yeah, looks great. All right, guys, I want to bring some conclusions to this content for you guys, man. This is, of course, my initial impression. So just got the TV, unboxed it, you know, just got it set up. And, you know, I really like it. It for sure feels like a keeper. The size is just massive. And you think going from 77 to 83 might not be that big a deal. But when you get used to a 77 and you feel like, you know, you really want to go to the next level, this is the next level, right? Now, I've been reading some of the comments because I just started doing the TV uploads again regularly. And what it comes down to, I'm seeing a lot of is that people, obviously, they have this attachment with whatever their brand is. And that's cool. I don't have no problem with no person or no brand. If you provide me a great experience, then I'm going to rock with you. What we need to see from QD OLED is an increase in size. You know, if I was to have like an open letter or an open discussion with whoever makes the decision about creating panels, go beyond 83 inch. I'm telling you right now, you need to go beyond, because last year LG dropped the ball with the G3. You know, they have some opportunities with how dull the colors were in game mode. There just wasn't enough wow factor to bring to life with this MLA technology. This year, the best thing they could have done is what they should have did last year, which was gave you an 83 inch. So, and somehow I feel like they just really cheated a lot of people last year with G3. G4 this year, 2024, you got the size, you actually have the panel. So will LG continue to increase MLA going into larger sizes? Next year, will there be one in 97 inch? I mean, that would be crazy. $25,000 TV. I don't know, but you know, this is the best 83 inch that you can get, and to be honest with you, there's no way to argue that. You can't argue that. We're not talking about 77. If we were talking about 77 inch, my money would be on the A95L. It doesn't matter that it came out last year; it's just that good. But this is like, if I were to, if I had to tell you a comparison, it's like very, very close. It's very, very close. It's not a QD OLED, right? So it's just something about the colors won't be able to be the same, right? But it gets hella bright in terms of on-purpose details, and the shadow details are really good. That's something that's really important to me as I've grown in age and matured with, you know, buying my TV panels. I look for shadow details. Like, that means a lot to me. And you know what? I have the Bravia 9 to thank for that, because it has some of the best shadow details I've ever seen in my life, right? This has a really good job too. I'm not saying it's like miles better than A95L, but I feel like with the size mixed with how good the shadow details are, it's a nice welcome punch. You know what I mean? So definitely happy I got the TV. Obviously, there will be much more comments or much more content, so I would appreciate it if you left some comments. Maybe you have some questions, some things you want me to test. I'm not going to be making any A95L versus G4 content. That is not what we're doing here. I am wanting to immediately get this thing put where the A95L and get the A95L moved, and then at a later date get it moved to my bedroom. So I have to kind of play musical chairs, but right now my biggest focus is going to be getting this thing set in the center stage. So that'll probably be the next video with more content coming, because I want to get to a place where I can actually watch this with TV. As I don't buy things just to review, I just end up reviewing things that I bought, right? So here to stay another day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I hope to catch you on the next one. Peace, God bless, and as I always say, man, max love. We out.